So why would you want to get your ham radio license? Well, you want it so you can have good, solid communications. And, you know, it's good, reliable communications. And why rely on a cellular phone provider? Sure, we've all got our cell phones and they have their uses, but there's so many times where they simply don't work, especially if you're in a rural area. But I've been in big cities as well, where it's just the cell phone system's overloaded, or, you know, it can go down so quickly with the disaster, or just everyone's using the phone at once and it's overloaded. So having ham radio, you have endless possibilities of different radio communications that you can use. And, you know, the most basic when you're first starting out is going to be just like VHF, UHF radios. And, you know, you take your radio and you can just talk to your buddy down the road there. If maybe you're out hunting or you're out hiking, or, you know, and when you're licensed, did you have your ham license? It's a lot better than just those run-of-the-mill radios you can buy in the store, like your FRS or GMRS radios. You know, it blows them out of the water. And you also have access to like repeaters on mountaintops, or in some towns, maybe you don't have mountains, maybe you have a water tower or something like that. And, you know, you're using the same spectrum and same equipment as like your local sheriff's department or something like that. And except that it's we, the people, us, the citizens, that install all the equipment, maintain the equipment, and, you know, nobody else is in charge of it. And we're not paying any kind of fee or anything like that. So it's really beneficial. And, you know, it's really not that hard to get your license. It used to be, like when I started, I was first licensed since I was 12 years old. And I'm licensed in Canada and the United States. But back then, the book, you know, it was like this thick. I'm not kidding. But these days, you know, it's really quite easy. It's a multiple choice test, A, B, and C, and D, right? And in Canada, it's 100 questions, multiple choice. I think you have to get like 70% correct to pass. And then in the United States, it's a 35 question test. And once you get it in Canada, it's good for life. And there's no fee, nothing like that. United States, you have to renew it every 10 years. But there's a lot of benefits, and you got good, solid communications. And once you got it, and you can go really far into it, or you could go just the basic stuff. So if you just want to have radios to communicate with your buddies, or up the road, or that kind of thing, or you could go all the way to the top. Like that's like me. I've gone all the way to the top. I've got a big home station, and I got, you know, the highest power allocated and by my license and all that stuff. But you don't have to do that. You can just do the basic stuff, and it's really a benefit. Well, I don't know where he is at the firewood. I'm going to try get a hold of him on the radio. Victor Alpha 7 X-Ray Romeo Juliet. This is Victor Echo 7 Victor Uniform. Do you copy?
Good. It's Victor Alpha 7 X-Ray Romeo Juliet. Go ahead.
Yeah, Russ. Whereabouts are you at there? Are you grabbing that wood, or what's going on?
Yeah, I'm just dragging up some dead firewood here. Over.
Okay. Well, hopefully see you soon then. 7-3, Victor Echo 7, Victor Uniform, clear.
Yep. This is Victor Alpha 7, X-Ray Romeo Juliet, going clear. Victor Alpha 7, X-Ray Romeo Juliet. This is Victor Echo 7, Victor Uniform. Do you copy?
Victor Alpha 7 X-Ray Romeo Juliet. Go ahead.
Yes. So what are you doing? What's the update? Are you sure you're not just screwing around?
No, I'm waiting for my compensation. Over.
Okay. Okay, talk to you in a bit. Victor Echo 7, Victor Uniform, clear.
Victor Alpha 7 X-Ray Romeo Juliet, going clear. That'll teach him.
Okay, so that was just an example. You know, he's not very far away. It's just a few miles away, and we were just using simplex, just radio to radio, and actually on DMR digital. But, you know, the possibilities with this is endless. Like, you can access your local repeater and cover a really large area. Victor Echo 7, Victor Uniform. Is there anyone around for a signal report? sounded like VE7BUP. This is VE7VU. If that's you there, Wayne, you're a little scratchy. You're not making a solid signal into the repeater.
All up the power.
Yeah, okay.
JGH monitoring.
Yeah, okay. I also heard JGH sounded like Rick in there. And it sounded like you were going to up the power there. Give it a try again there, Bob. Yeah, VA7BUP, VE7VU. I copy you better now there, Wayne. Better copy you now that you up the power.
That's good. I've got this little Anytone HT and I'm getting used to figuring out what it needs to do its job.
Yeah, okay, great. Yeah, I'm just in town here at the moment, and I was just doing a quick demonstration for a friend here to see, just to show how the repeater works, going through the repeater here.
Well, you're nice and clear.
Okay, Wayne, sounds good. Yeah, your signal's a lot better now that you up the power. So thanks for coming back to me. And how about Rick, JGH, are you still in there?
Yeah, you're blasting me out of my house up here. No problem, loud and clear.
Yeah, all right, sounds good there, Rick. Well, thanks for coming back to me, guys, and maybe we'll catch you a little later. 7-3 for now. This is Victor Echo 7, Victor Uniform, going clear.
And anytime, VA7 JGH monitoring. VA7BUP monitoring.
Or you can go into HF radios where you're just worldwide communications, no problem at all. So, and you know, there's sometimes some kind of a stigma attached to it that you got to be really technically, lots of technical know-how, or you know, this kind of thing, and that's not true. Like I said, it's really easy to pass the test, and it's just good for everyday things. And if you're, you know, a hunter, a hiker, outdoorsman, whatever it may be, or you just want to have your own personal communications and you're not dependent upon the cell phone company, which I'd say is a really smart idea. Why not? Why depend on them when we can do it ourselves? And it's a really beneficial thing. So this is just a short video to hopefully encourage you. If you don't have your amateur radio license or your ham radio license yet, go ahead and get it. Give it a try. And like I say, it's not that hard. You can contact your local ham radio club, just whatever town you're in is closest to you. Type it in amateur radio, and you reach out to those guys and they'll be more than happy to help you. And anyway, thanks for watching at 7-3.
I don't know where I'd be without my ham license. It's nice to communicate off grid. There's always somebody there. I think I'm gonna go have a ham sandwich and a coffee. 7-3s.